Chapter 3. The corridor outside the laser grid reeked of ionized air and charred meat. Zheng lay cheek down on cold tile, the floor vibrating faintly beneath him. His shoulder burned where the laser had grazed, each heartbeat dragging hot wire through cauterized flesh. Around him, mercenaries moved with practiced efficiency, checking corners, counting rounds. None of them looked at what the grid had done to their teammates. A gloved hand patted his back, once. Not gentle, not cruel. Just move. One stood near the corridor entrance, helmet off, fury holding his spine straight. His eyes kept flicking to the laser chamber door, calculating, revising. By the film's script, he should have been dead. Zheng knew that with the same certainty he knew his own name. Plot deviation, unpredictable consequences. Zheng leaned against the wall like he had all the time in the world, Desert Eagle loose in his right hand. His gaze slid over Zheng. No sympathy, just assessment. Lan crouched beside Zheng, fingers hovering near his shoulder. Her eyes were red-rimmed but focused. Spence's voice cut through the breathing and distant alarms. "I'm not going down there. You hear me? I'm not. You're already down here." One's tone could have cut glass. He pointed at Kaplan. "Tell me you've got the defenses back." Kaplan sat against the wall, laptop balanced on his knees, fingers dancing across keys. Sweat had soaked his collar. "I'm in the system. Old code, hard routed. I can shut down the security layer, but—"
"Are the defenses on?"
Kaplan swallowed. "No. I turned them off, all of it. The Red Queen integrated everything. Doors, fire suppression, containment protocols. If she's offline, nothing's listening." The air changed when he said it, a subtle sense of a lid being lifted. Zheng felt Lan go still beside him. "Good." One reached past Kaplan and snatched a case from his rig. The computer room was sterile white panels and black screens, cables running like veins through walls. One retrieved a device from the case and slotted it into a socket. For a heartbeat, nothing. Then the lights dimmed. Not a flicker, an intentional fade, the facility drawing breath. Ventilation dropped, emergency strips pulsed to life along the floor. Zheng felt darkness settle into his skin. Somewhere in the hive, magnetic seals were releasing. Barriers that had kept monsters contained cracked open. Lan stood very still, shoulders raised like a runner on blocks. Zheng looked pleased in a way that made Zheng want to step back. One pulled the module free. "We're going to the surface. Straight line, no detours." The door behind them slid shut with a thud that vibrated through the floor. Kaplan stared at his laptop. "That shouldn't happen. I turned off the automated controls." Gunfire erupted through the walls, sharp bursts, then a scream from dining hall B cut off mid-breath. One moved first. "Kaplan, open that door." The door hissed apart, and they ran. Dining hall B was cavernous, lined with steel tables bolted to the floor. Throughout the space sat rows of sealed containment cases, rectangular pods with thick glass and indicator lights. Green, green, green. As Zheng's gaze swept the room, the lights blinked. Yellow for a heartbeat. Then red. One after another, a wave of red crawling down the line like infection. Dozens of cases, more than the film had prepared him for. JD stood near the far entrance, gun smoking. Another mercenary lay on his back, legs still twitching. Rain materialized from the darkness, wrapping a cloth around her hand. Zheng saw a bite that looked like something had taken a test sample from her flesh. Ragged semicircle, teeth marks clearly visible, skin already swelling. "We found someone," Rain said, voice tight. "A survivor. Lab coat. He was wrong, snarling. Then he attacked us." She flexed her fingers and hissed. "We put him down." Spence made a strangled sound. "You opened fire on a person." Rain's eyes went flat. "He bit me. That makes him not a person for long. One's gaze flicked to Rain's hand, then to blood streaks on the floor leading into the dark, smeared like something dragged. "Where's the body?" Jai asked. Rain frowned. "We dropped him right there." Jai crouched, fingers hovering over a dark patch. "This blood's old, half congealed." "One," Jai said, rising. He moved himself. One's eyes narrowed, confidence showing a hairline crack. "We leave. Now." Rain took a step toward him. "What about backup? The mission?" "There is no backup." One didn't blink. "This is Umbrella. After 3 hours, the gate seals, containment protocol. Anything inside gets buried." Spence's face contorted. "They can't just—" "They can," Rain said, "and they will." Zheng's watch vibrated against his wrist. He glanced down. The list of names, mission constraints, tracking requirements, flickered. The mission and one's name disappeared, but the timer kept ticking down. Zheng blinked hard. Still gone. Lan's gaze snapped to her own watch, breath hitching. Jai lifted his wrist slightly, the same absence reflected in the glass. He leaned toward Lan, voice nearly inaudible. Constraint lifted. The 300 feet mission requirement was gone. They could move freely now. That meant the system had revised the scenario. Because one should have died, and because he hadn't, the rules were changing. Lan stepped closer to Jai. This happened because metal scraped somewhere in the cavernous dark of the dining hall, a slow, deliberate drag. Every gun rose. The first figure appeared. A man in a white robe, head lolling at an unnatural angle, feet shuffling. Skin gray, eyes milky, mouth slack. JD aimed at his chest. "Stop! Identify yourself!" The man kept coming. JD fired. The bullet punched through its sternum. The zombie rocked back half a step, then continued forward. JD swore. More shapes flooded in behind. Lab coats, security uniforms, torn business attire, dozens, maybe more. Their movements jerky, relentless, the press of a crowd that couldn't feel pain. One fired twice, professional reflex aiming center mass. The zombie barely noticed. "Formation," one barked. "JD, find an exit. Rain, watch the prisoner." Jai stepped forward. The Desert Eagle cracked like thunder. A zombie's head burst, wet spray painting the air. The body folded. The next shot took another head clean off. Recoil barely moved Jai's arm. Zheng watched the precision, not just skill, but speed. Micro-adjustments, tracking, anticipation. Jai's eyes doing something unnatural. And Zheng realized he could follow it. Not as well, not effortlessly, but he could track Jai's muzzle, the shifts in his wrist, the way his eyes flicked between targets. His own vision clung to the movements with impossible sharpness. "Move!" Zhai shouted without looking back. "I'll hold them!" One shot him a glance, instant calculation, including the possibility of leaving him behind. Then he chose, "Go!" One shoved a pistol into Zhang's hands, slapping 2 magazines into his palm. 15 each, headshots only. Zhang's fingers curled automatically. He should have fumbled. He didn't. A zombie lunged out the dark from the side, its jaw broken and mouth hanging open. Zhang aimed at its face from point-blank range. Noise dulled. He fired. The bullet punched through an eye socket. The zombie dropped like cut strings. "I can do this!" Another zombie. Another shot. Messier this time, jaw exploding, teeth scattering. But it fell. His mind raced ahead of his body, calculating angles, tracking threats. He could see the trajectories, anticipate movement. But his legs were still human, stamina still limited, body lagging behind, wired perception by a fraction that felt like drowning in slow motion. "Go!" one commanded. "Back to the central computer room!" They retreated in controlled chaos. Jai's Desert Eagle boomed rhythmically. Mercenaries fired in disciplined bursts. Zheng squeezed off rounds at targets too close to miss. A containment case in the dining hall burst open and something spilled out. Fast, low, talons scraping tile. A mercenary screamed as it seized him, dragging him into the dark. Then silence. "Liquor," Zhai said flatly as he glanced at his watch. "Worth 100 points. Don't try it." They ran. The central computer room appeared ahead. They piled into the glass hall. Kaplan slammed controls. The exterior reinforced door began sliding shut. A zombie wedged itself in the gap, arms scrabbling. More piled behind, combined weight forcing the mechanisms close to grind to a halt. Zhai moved faster than Zheng could fully track. His Desert Eagle barked 3 times. Zombies in the doorway collapsed. The door slammed home, locks engaged with solid thuds. Fists hammered against steel from the other side, but the door held. The group collapsed against walls, chests heaving. Zheng's hands shook as adrenaline bled away. His shoulder burned and his legs felt like jelly. But he was alive. Kaplan checked his terminal. Doors reinforced. They can't get through without cutting equipment. Rain slumped against the wall, blood still seeping from the bandage. 10 minutes left before the hive is sealed, maybe less. Alice moved to her side. "We'll get you to the train." Rain laughed without humor. "Through that?" Zhai examined his Desert Eagle, checking the magazine, his hand steady, breathing already normalized. "How does it feel?" he asked Zheng suddenly. "To be alive?" "Terrifying," Zheng admitted. "Good answer." Zhai's smile faded. He looked at Xiaoyi. "How many points?" Xiaoyi checked his watch, face falling. -10. System said I was deducted points when the characters heard me talking about the movie. "You're in the hole," Zhai said. "Earn at least 10 before mission end or you won't make it back." Xiaoyi's face went grey. "What happens if I don't?" "Erasure. Complete non-existence." Zhai turned to one. "Your superiors set you up to die, you know that?" One's jaw tightened. "I figured when they set the gate timer." "So what's your plan?" "Get to the train, get Rain the vaccine, get out before the gate seals." One checked ammunition. "It's doable." "Through a hive full of zombies with limited ammo?" Zhai shook his head. "That's suicide." "Rain doesn't have time," Alice cut in sharply. "That's suicide." Zhai met her eyes and repeated. "Maybe." One's expression hardened. "But she's my responsibility." Kaplan stood without hesitation. Alice followed, fear clear in her eyes. One looked at the players. "You can stay. I won't force anyone on a suicide run." Zheng's mind spun. Staying meant safety for them, but the movie characters would be trapped. "I'm staying," Zheng said. "I'd slow you down out there. Get someone killed." He met one's eyes. "You'll move faster without us." One nodded. Zhai leaned against the wall, arms crossed. "I'm staying." Lan exhaled. "We'll stay. Keep the room secure in case you need to fall back." They peeked through the steel door's window. The corridor beyond had cleared somewhat, the horde spreading through the dining hall. The door hissed open, and one led the way, weapon up, moving with fluid efficiency. The door sealed behind them. G checked his watch. 9 minutes until the gate seals and the mission ends. "You really think we should just wait?" Lan asked. "I think charging into zombie-infested corridors is how you get overwhelmed." G looked at Zheng and Lan. "You adjusted faster than any newbies I've seen. Don't throw that away on heroic nonsense." "What about Xiaoyi?" Zheng glanced at the young man, now staring at his hands. "He needs 10 points minimum," G said. "We'll figure something out." Zheng settled against the wall, letting exhaustion pull at his limbs. Distant gunfire echoed, one's team engaging the horde. Mentality is the most important thing. He sat in the dark, listening to distant gunfire fade, and felt nothing. Not pride, not shame, just hollow certainty that he would survive, no matter who else didn't. Lan shivered, arms wrapped around herself, but she didn't cry, just massaged her forehead, calculating. Zhao Yi stared at his watch, countdown ticking toward 0. The chamber fell silent except for computers humming and distant percussion of fists against sealed doors. They were alive. For now.